Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women.
When you wake up this morning, I want you to think about a few things. In your life, what makes you happy? Is it family, relationships? Is it working or building your career? Is it school or education? What makes you happy every day? What makes you eager to start your morning? Now, while you're doing this, I want you to block any negative thoughts that you have. This is the time of day where you begin to invite positive thoughts into your mind. I want you to think about gratitude, being thankful for the things that you have in your life, being thankful that you woke up this morning, that you have a job, and a place to sleep, being thankful that you have people around you that truly love and support you. Now make sure when you walk through today, you do it with a positive mind and live by the law of attraction. Believe 100% that positive things will happen throughout the day. And even if things don't go as planned, do not spend time focusing on that. Everything that you want in your life can be achieved. And it's up to you to go out and make it happen. And remember, express positive energy and you will get positive things back in your life. This is how you live by the law of attraction.
The Michigan primaries and the general election are coming up, so we thought we should say something about why you should vote. Elizabeth Wallis from the League of Women Voters in Texas says here are some reasons why you should vote. She says if nobody votes, it's not a democracy. If you don't vote, people will not take you seriously. Voting is how you define yourself as part of something larger than yourself. Number four, if you do not vote, someone else will make the decisions for you. Voting is part of your independence. Number five, it matters. It matters to the future of you, your family, and your community. Six, people who don't vote are letting down their families and their communities. Moms, do you have an 18-year-old in your family? If so, give him or her register and be certain they vote. 8. Refusing to vote isn't a rebellion, it's a surrender. Number 9. Love your country. Prove it by voting. Number 10. Voting is the great equalizer. The richest billionaire in America gets just one vote, the same as you and me. Number 11. What do the smart people do? They vote. They are voters. Number 12. Elections have consequences. Be a voter. Elected officials make all the big decisions and they listen to the people who vote. Number 14. If you don't vote, you're invisible to the elected officials who make all the big decisions. Number 15. Did you know people with money spend billions of dollars on elections? Billions spent for television ads, mailers, people to make phone calls and to knock on doors. The smart people spending all that money are trying to influence the voters. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't do it. Number 16. If you don't vote because you think your vote doesn't matter, then the people who don't want you to vote because you are afraid of how your vote will not win. Number 17. Bad people are elected by the good people who did not vote. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have died to protect your right to vote. You owe it to them to vote. 19. Voting is the right thing to do. Start preparing to vote now. Go and register at the Secretary of State's office. Find out where your polling place is and be prepared to be the first person in line to vote that day. If you do not have transportation to the polling place, call your local library and find out who is offering free transportation to polling locations. Remember, vote. The problems that you encounter in defeating your low self esteem is that you do not believe in yourself and you have formed a habit of not believing in yourself and you have surrounded yourself with low achievers and non believers. I'm going to say this again. The problem that you are encountering in defeating your low self esteem is that you do not believe in yourself and you have formed a habit of not believing in yourself and you have surrounded yourself with low achievers and non believers. Consequently, you have stopped growing and you are stagnant in your behavior. Unwittingly, you turn people off with who are high achievers and people who want more out of life. These people have left you by the wayside. Look around you. How many friends have you lost? How many friends have moved away and never looked back? They did not give you their forwarding address or phone number. Do not tell yourself that you lost your friends because they have more money than you, that they think they're better than you. Face the fact that you ran these people away. You refuse to grow up. You refuse to grow. You refuse to change. You are depressing to be around. You always have a problem that is never solved. You are boring and unpleasant to be around. You are unwilling to learn new things to push harder to get the things that you want. Face it, you are always looking for the easy way out. Maybe you lost these friends because they did not want to become involved in your silly criminal behavior. Maybe they valued their families more than you valued your children. They were not going to go to jail over a few easy dollars. Yes, that is correct. When you do not believe in yourself, that lack of belief leads you into criminal behavior because you become entangled with the word easy. Without thinkers in your life, you do not have anyone to introduce new and fresh ideas to you. So it is about time for you to learn to believe in yourself. If you can develop the habit of not believing in yourself, why can't you develop the habit of believing in yourself? You need to work at developing a positive habit of thinking. You need to develop a mantra. The problem is you do not believe, so how can I get you to believe? The first thing I want you to do is to leave low achievers alone. You need to find some better friends. You need to find some friends that actually know how to think and problem solve. Second of all, you need to start telling yourself, complimenting yourself for what you do well. You need to develop a mantra which says, I am going to change, I have changed, I'm going to find me a job, blah, blah, blah. In other words, I'm telling you to begin forming a habit of believing in yourself and stop looking backward and stop your criminal behavior. Hi, this is Gloria Lee. We are back talking about self esteem. During this session, I will be talking about self confidence, internal dialogue, and repetition. as these subjects relate to self esteem. I want you to listen to me carefully. In fact, I want you to go to our YouTube channel, Touched by the Light Publishing, and listen to this broadcast over and over again. You know how you listen to music over and over again, and then finally, that music, sometimes when the radio is off, you will still hear that music in your ear? That's what I want to occur with this teaching. I want you to hear me. I want my voice ringing in your ear where you are reciting to yourself what I have just said to you. This is very important. I am trying to prevent tragedies in your life. I am trying to help you reach an understanding of yourself and the impact of what you do in your life that affects your children. My goal is to save the lives of children, but I cannot do this unless I can get their mothers to see and understand their behavior. I am not trying to entertain you. I am trying to educate you and get you to see that you can turn your life around, that you can become the person you want to be. After this session, I want you to go on the internet and read about the life of Stacey Abrams. Read about her accomplishments and look at the direction she took after losing the governor's race in Georgia. Really examine her thinking. This woman pursued 3 universities. The decision that she made after losing the governor's race was a brilliant move. She decided to form 2 organizations to fight voter registration and voter rights. She decided to give these 2 issues a voice. Try to imagine yourself in her shoes. She had just lost the governor's race in Georgia. She did not want to go back being a prosecutor. She did not want to return to the legislature. And she did not want to pursue a presidential race. So, what was she supposed to do with the rest of her life? She chose to problem solve. She asked herself, what problem can I solve that would most help the nation and keep me active in life and doing the things that I love? She chose fair elections and ensuring people do not lose their right to vote. Remember, Stacey Abrams loves mixing it up. She loves to fight for causes and she loves winning. Working on voter causes gives her this opportunity to pursue her goals as a public servant. Think of all the effort she has put into developing her life. Look at all the hours she worked to become the woman that she is. When we finish with this session, I am going to use Stacey Abrams to introduce the section on the woman I want to be. She is fighting for free and fair elections. This is a tough call. The reason why I am going to introduce Stacey Abrams during the next session is because I want you to see her in real time. She just appeared on the Seth Meyers show discussing her turnaround. Watch her demeanor and the way she answers his questions. You can learn from this master. When we finish with all of this, try this question on yourself. Ask yourself, why do I think the way I think? Also, I want you to start emailing me at murderedvoices@gmail.com. I want to know what you think of the program and how my programs are affecting your thinking. Thank you so much, and you have a great day. Self confidence is linked to almost everything we want or do in life. Self confidence is linked to our success at work, securing a relationship, a positive sense of self, and happiness. Fear of being unattractive comes from lack of confidence. Being confident does not mean that you have to be flashy, loud, or bold. Self confidence has more to do with an inner resolve than outward bravado. A healthy degree of self confidence can carry you a long way. Learning to speak up for yourself and learning to give your opinion is a form of developing self confidence. The willingness to take a step toward a goal is a form of courage and a form of self confidence. Our beliefs about ourselves are mostly shaped by those around us, including our friends and family. Confidence comes from being grounded, knowing who we are, knowing what our values are. The word confidence is a noun. It means the feeling of belief that one can rely on someone or something. Firm trust, the state of feeling certain about a truth or something. A feeling of self assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own ability or qualities. An example of this is for someone to say, I have confidence in my staff, which means that I believe or trust or have faith in my staff. Now, synonyms for confidence are reliance, dependence. Now, antonyms for confidence are distrust and skepticism. Sorry. Now, if you're confident, you are self assured. You are self confident. You're self reliant. You believe in oneself. You have faith in yourself. You exhibit positiveness. You are assertive. You are self possessed. You are not nervous, but you are poised. You have the presence of mind. You are level headed. You are cool headed. You are firm. You are courageous and bold. You are have fortitude. The opposite of this is doubt and uncertainty. No one is born with self confidence or self esteem. It is built. It comes from our interaction with other people and the support that we are given during childhood. Opposite of self confidence or self esteem is low self esteem, which is masked by depression, anxiety, anger, or substance abuse. Low self esteem contributes to instability. Oftentimes, people struggle with self esteem challenges that may be holding them back. Self esteem is about holding a positive, realistic, and consistent image of ourselves. Let me say this again. Self esteem is about holding a positive, realistic, and consistent image of ourselves, which is allows us to demonstrate self respect, a sense of self worth, and acceptance, which means that we deserve to be happy. We deserve fulfillment in life. We are not part of the stereotypes. When you feel a sense of discouragement or lack of fulfillment in your life, then you are experiencing a lack of confidence, a lack of inner strength. Now, the root of things like depression or anxiety are often tied to problems which affect our self esteem, causing us to poorly define our sense of identity. When these episodes happen in our lives, we need tools to boost our self esteem, to make us positive so we can continually think good things about ourselves. Self esteem is a concept that impacts our lives in many ways. It plays a role in how good or how bad we feel about ourselves, how effectively we interact with others, and how successful we are in our own life endeavors. When you develop a positive self esteem, that can lead you to a happier life. Low self esteem can wreak havoc in your life. None of us are the same. We all have our own cultural background, diverse past life experiences, unique struggles, and varying levels of stress, uncertainty, and self esteem. Self esteem is established early in life, but it does not have to remain consistent over time. Your feeling of low self esteem can be changed. There are factors in our life every day that affect our moods and level of self confidence. These factors impact the way we view ourselves and how we value ourselves. Self esteem plays a big role in determining how we will navigate our challenges to allow us to either feel happy and fulfilled or say and feel empty in various situations. Key to this is just accepting yourself. You are not perfect. You must accept yourself the way you are and maintain a belief in yourself worth and good because you exist as a human being. Your belief in yourself must be steadfast. When our self esteem is low, we develop a tendency to measure ourselves with more severe standards than we do with the rest of the world. We judge ourselves harshly. You must become resistant to this type of thinking. You have a veil that prevents you from believing in yourself and your self worth. You're going to have to get rid of these thoughts. Maintain a healthy sense of self esteem. You're going to have to work at building yourself. You're going to have to work at changing your internal dialogue. You're going to have to start talking to yourself positively. You're going to have to start loving yourself and accepting yourself. This will make life easier. You can benefit from building your self esteem. You need to establish a foundation of self worth. This means you need to talk to yourself about all the things that you've accomplished in your life. Not all the negative things that have occurred in your life, but all of the positive things that you have done in your life. Now, to help yourself, you need to find out about your self esteem. You need to know the level of your self esteem. You need to explore where low self esteem comes from and how deficiencies in your self worth might be impacting aspects of your life. If you learn to build your self esteem, you can overcome many of the struggles you face in order to achieve a more satisfying life and future. You need to know specific issues that create and perpetuate your feeling of low self esteem. This means you need to make a list. Every time you feel bad, every time you kick yourself for doing something stupid or you call yourself stupid, make a note. You need to know what is driving your low self esteem. You need to know this so you can get better. You need to keep track of your current thoughts to see when you get stuck in a place of low self-esteem. You have to learn how to take better care of yourself. You need to learn how to banish self-doubt for a happier, healthier life. You need to practice becoming more assertive and commanding the respect that you deserve. Learn to accept yourself, acknowledge your weaknesses, and forgive your mistakes. But more importantly, those that refuse to accept you, those that refuse to respect you, leave those people alone. Just because a person was a friend of yours or is a friend of yours, if they refuse to respect you, call you by the name that you want to be called, treat your home the way you want to be treated, treat your car the way you want it to be treated, then if those people refuse to respect you, leave those people alone. Having love for someone and having passion for someone more and above yourself makes you miserable. You are supposed to be compassionate and loving yourself more than anyone else. This information is for you. If you are worried, you cannot sleep, your stomach is upset, you are always talking bad about yourself, you have low self-esteem, and you need to start dealing with it because dealing with your low self-esteem will lead you to a happier life. You need to stop living inside of a lie. Think about what I just said. I said you need to stop living inside of a lie. What are the lies that you have been telling yourself? I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Now for my break.
Oftentimes, we talk so much about the success of something that we don't highlight how important failure can be. Failure is what gives us those real life lessons. And until you've experienced that, you can't truly understand what success means. Because through failure, we begin to understand who we are, what we're made of, what we're willing to do to become successful. Failure is only an event. It does not define you. All it does is create new opportunities for you to succeed. Once one door closes, more will open. But you need to believe that. You need to live life now. Risk everything for your dreams. No matter what the results are, trust in yourself that you will find a way to become successful. In this life, we do not fear failure. We embrace the opportunities that come from it. Think about everything that has been created in this world. If people would have given up after one failure, what would we have? We would literally have nothing. We do not fear failure. We grow from it, we learn from it, and we move on.
Reading is one of the most important activities that a person can participate in. A world of information is available to you. This information can help you shape and change not only your life but the lives of your children and spouse. Visit the website touchedbythelight.us and find yourself a book to read. For more information, you can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Renee stepping out on faith. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer in the hands of a million people? Please go to the website www.touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We are trying to reach a million women with this information to save lives. The death of one woman to breast cancer from our community is one woman too many. We thank you for your support. Remember, if you miss one of our shows, you can visit our YouTube channel at Touched by the Light Publishing to watch and listen to previous episodes of Women of Courage. Thank you. I want you to pay close attention to this next list. It's extremely important that you understand what this list is saying to you. The list is the results of low self esteem and a poor image. Low self esteem makes you hateful, it makes you produce despicable behavior. You will sneak into a woman's room or you'll sneak into a man's room. You'll tell one another secrets after someone confides in you. You will have sex with every man you meet. You will bring men into your home that you know nothing about. You will let these men molest your children. You will neglect your children for the praise from some man. The consequence of a low lifestyle. You will commit adultery. You will betray your friends. You will lie. You will cheat. You will cover up. And you will prostitute yourself. Nothing good comes from lack of confidence. You will try to steal someone else's husband. You will be filled with jealousy, hatred, and envy. You will commit rape, murder, and commit debaucherous acts. Low self esteem is a hateful lifestyle. You must do everything and anything to raise your self esteem because it not only affects you, it affects your children. Your child's life depends on your self esteem. In life, one of the most important virtues we must build in our self esteem. This simply means having confidence in not just our own selves, but also having confidence in our ideas, our dreams, our passions, and our decisions. Self esteem is self respect. It means placing a lot of premium on our thoughts and actions, irrespective of what naysayers think. Muhammad Ali, the most famous exploratist, is a perfect example of a man who was driven by a belief in his own effort, rule the world in his craft. To lend credence to his determination, Ali was crowned world heavyweight champion 3 times between 1964 and 1979, and he won 56 out of 61 fights. That is a massive 91.8 win rate. It is important to reiterate that Muhammad Ali was not born a champion. He was a regular kid, just like many children born in his generation. However, he achieved so much greatness in his lifetime because of his guts and self esteem. He knew what he could achieve if he put himself and his mind to work, and even in death, he is celebrated worldwide and was adjudged the greatest sport personality in the 20th century. Ali's achievements did not come by mere wishes. They came through dint of hardship, hard work, focus, and self-esteem. The life of Muhammad Ali is a compendium that is filled with inspirational stories of his dexterity in the ring. One very important lesson to learn from his life is the use of the word affirmation to build his confidence level. Oftentimes, he would make statements like, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest thing ever lived, I don't have a mark on my face, and I upset Sonny Liston, and I just turned 22 years old, I must be the greatest. These are words of affirmation, positive words of affirmation which help us focus and build our self confidence. Words of affirmations are positive words that are meant to help you challenge negative thoughts. Muhammad Ali used these affirmations a lot in the course of his career, and the results are there for everyone to see. When you use such words and affirmations, you directly proclaim success and you work toward it. Then your mind helps you see the possibilities of success in whatever you do. Those words are ingrained in your subconscious to an extent that you see success as the only outcome of your effort. We can achieve whatever we set our minds to achieve only if we can commit to it, build up our confidence level, and speak positive words of affirmations to ourselves. Success can be achieved by anyone who puts their mind to it and follows their passion. The first step is believing in yourself, your ability, and your own dreams, even when the odds appear to be against you. Most people who fail to realize their dreams or give up on their dreams are majorly those who have low self esteem. Low self esteem is simply when you have no confidence in your abilities and believe you're not good enough, and there are many downsides to this. The downsides of low self esteem are: number one, it gives rise to negative feelings, and these negative feelings do not translate into any favorable actions. Number two, it makes you to constantly criticize yourself or compare yourself to others. Number three, it can lead to constant feelings of sadness, frustration, anger, depression, and guilt. It impairs your performance and prevents you from putting your best foot forward. Show me a man with low self esteem, and I will show you a man who may not amount to much. Muhammad Ali, a former world heavyweight champion, is a man whose self esteem earned him a lot of accolades and honors in his lifetime. And he is someone from whom you can learn how to build your self esteem to achieve your life's desires. Become a sponsor of the Women of Courage show by inviting 10 women for a pleasant afternoon to listen to us speak at your venue. Help us change our community to one of peace and harmony. The Women of Courage show is supported by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries to help women problem solve and to help women realize their dreams. Women should believe that anything is possible. Our sole purpose is the restoration of injured women, both physically and mentally. We meet twice a month on Saturday at a local restaurant to discuss subjects germane to women. We see five main problems of black women that we must solve ourselves. One is the sexual abuse of children, bringing unrelated males into the home and fail to notice changes in behavior. Rape and murder of black women, failure to learn the warning signs, breast cancer, which is a failure to be examined, sex trafficking of black women, accepting prostitution as a way of life, economic trials of black women due to the inability to read or lack of education. Learn how to sponsor the Women of Courage show by speaking to our spokesperson, Renee of WHPR. She can be reached at renee88.1fm at gmail.com. I repeat, renee88.1fm at gmail.com. She will tell you all about it, or you can leave a message at the number 734-686-1444. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my broadcast. We would like for you to consider the women we just discussed. Think about the lives they led, what they had to do to win, the forces that they were fighting, and how they managed their families, their friends, their spouses, and their jobs. What these women did with their lives was not easy, but they stepped out into the unknown believing in themselves. They were willing to share their lives with others. They had great compassion and love for their fellow man. Do yourself a favor and read about these women. They will inspire you. You have no idea what you can accomplish with your life. All you have to do is believe. You are capable of great things. All you have to do is stand up and try. It is important that you wake to the forces affecting your lives and the lives of your children. You cannot sit back and let someone else do the work. You must become involved. It is all hands on deck. One day you may be sick and elderly and in need of food stamps. Then what? Are you going to sit at home saying to yourself, I should have done something better with my life? I should have joined other people in working toward a better community. I should have voted more. I should have made voting a priority in my life so that I could make my wishes known to the men and women I was sending to Washington instead of telling myself that my vote did not matter. You can do better with your life, but you must change the way you think. You need to expose your mind to different subjects. You need to surround yourself with people who are working toward a goal in their lives and not people who are standing in line waiting for the bar to open. You need to associate with people who are willing to pay for a tutor for their children to learn to read instead of purchasing marijuana to make themselves feel good. If you are a person who is constantly putting yourself down, you need to see a counselor or a psychiatrist. Do not lose your life to depression. Go seek help and the advice from a professional. You have no idea how much better you will feel. Your seeking a professional will help not only you but your family. Illnesses in families affect everyone. No one escapes the effect of self loathing and depression. Stop concerning yourself with what others think of you or what you think others think of you. What you must ask yourself is, what is it that I want out of life? And once you make that decision, you are to formulate a plan and start working toward that goal. And stop worrying about being alone. You are never alone. God is always with you. And remember, you are the prophet of your life. Recovering your life from foreclosure, bankruptcy, divorce, or other personal tragedies is not easy, but you must believe. You may be wounded, broken, battered, and hurt by life, but you must stand up and fight. People often say, when you're going through hell, never give up. It's easy for someone to say this, but talk is cheap. But you are in a place where every turn you take you are met with a challenge or trouble, one thing after another. I'm not here to simply tell you not to give up. I understand what it means to be going through what you're going through right now. I slept on a cement floor being bitten by spiders to survive. However, I'm here to tell you that change is possible. There is light at the end of the tunnel, but you must hang on and do as I tell you. Yes, change is possible. I want you to hope and to believe against even all evidence. Despair is no respecter of status. It is no respecter of age, background, gender, or color. Somewhere right now there is a child crying, a man high on drugs, a mother dancing in a club just to pay her bills. Somewhere right now out there is a person heartbroken, a loss of a dear one, a failed promise of love. Somewhere out there is a person clothed in rags, without a home, without affection, and without a family, and without love. Somewhere right now, someone out there is broken, going through a rough time. I say unto you, hold on, stand fast. You can restore and recover your life. You must believe that you are worth fighting for, regardless of what the world says. When I lost everything and had to live in my car, I had a person to forecast gloom and doom into my life. She said the only person in the world that I loved would desert me. This did not happen. When a doctor punched a hole in my heart and sewn me back up, and I bled inside my chest cavity for 7 days, I did not die. God sent me an angel to help me. When cancer visited me, I did not die. God sent me an angel to stand by me. I still have both these friends today. They have seen the best of me and the worst of me. I say unto you, believe and stand fast. Help is on the way. In closing, remember when you read and learn with your child, the entire family benefits. Let us see how strong you are to honestly work with your child to improve the entire family. Have the courage to say to your child, I do not know, but I will find out for you. Let us see how emotionally strong you are to honestly work on a problem with your child. Saying I do not know is a courage, not a weakness. Have the courage to say I do not know, then go and ask a librarian to help you. Your child will learn his or her self-esteem and self-confidence from you. When you ask for help, it lets your child know there is no weakness in asking for help to obtain knowledge. Everyone in his or her lifetime will have to ask for help from someone. Your child will learn from your flexibility and courage. You can get more information on Women of Courage at touchedbythelight.us. Thank you for listening to Women of Courage. One of the most effective ways of getting ahead in life is by learning from the mistakes and successes of other people. This way, one can avoid the mistakes other people have made and possibly achieve success faster. This is one of the reasons why you cannot afford not to read the series Women of Courage. In this series of books, the lives and times of several women were chronicled who, by sheer courage, conquered the world around them. These women are examples of the quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, when a resolute young fellow steps up to the great bully, which is the world, and takes him boldly by the beard, he is often surprised to find out that the beard comes off in his hand and that it was only tied on to scare away the timid adventurer. These are ordinary women like all of us, but they were determined to do extraordinary things. From the stories of their lives, you will learn how to stop making and living a mediocre life and start conquering your world and living on your own terms. For them, failure was not an option. Rather, it was an opportunity to refire and reach for their goals again. They have shown tremendous courage, so much that their lives could easily serve as a template for other women to emulate. Your primary starting point is believing in yourself and encouraging yourself even in the face of failure and naysayers. Thomas Edison failed numerous times, but he kept going. Finally, he won and invented the light bulb and other inventions. The same with Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln failed at politics many times. He even ran for dog catcher and lost, but he kept running for public office until he was elected president. One thing about the series Women of Courage, the books are not ordinary books. These books will challenge you, push you, and of course inspire you to gain your life again. Remember, a man is what he thinks about all day. So said Ralph Waldo Emerson. If your vagina isn't working for you and you have a house filled with children and no husband, then you need to change. You need to start reading to learn how to win at life. You will learn a woman should never be without money. If you have to choose between eating and spending your last dollar, you need to drink water. Never spend your last dollar. Drink water. Learn that you can gain freedom through reading and writing. Power can be black or green. Take care of yourself first. Otherwise, you will not be able to take care of anyone else. You need to visit the website touchedbythelight.us to read inspirational articles and to watch inspirational videos. These articles and videos can lead you out of the darkness. You must read. You can no longer keep conducting your life based on information that you learned 10, 15, or 20 years ago. Stop relying on what your friends have to say and their opinions. Read and get the facts and take control of your life. If you cannot read or you have a problem reading, find someone at the library that can help you. Stop wasting your life away by drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana just because you feel bad.
You need to live life with a purpose. You need to spend the time needed to explore, to find your true passion. There are so many unhappy people in this world not willing to make a change. There are so many unhappy people not focusing on the big picture. 1 out of 3 people are happy with their lives. Think about that for a second. 70% of the people you see every day are not happy. And the majority of that has to do with purpose. People are programmed, wired to be okay with the minimum. People stay in jobs they're not passionate about. They date people who don't support them, hang out with people who don't help them grow. This can't be you. You need to spend the time to discover what your true calling is. What are you passionate about? What do you see yourself doing to make your mark? Are you in a job right now that you're truly happy with? Do you wake up every morning excited to start your day? If not, that's okay. You know now this isn't fulfilling you. But what are you gonna do about it? Are you willing to make a change to help reach your goals? If you are, it needs to start now. Because this won't happen overnight, finding your true calling. But once you do, you will see how everything changes. You will begin to see the quality of your life increase. All those problems you had, they slowly fade. You begin to see how powerful life is with a purpose.
Here are some more reasons why you should vote whenever there is an election. Number one, elections have consequences. You have the power to decide on the quality of life you want for yourself and future generations. Voting is your chance to stand up for the issues you care about, like public transportation, raising the minimum wage, or funding local schools. This is your life. Take the time to help decide what is best. Not voting means you are giving up your voice. Elections are decided by the people who go out and vote. Take some time and learn about the measures and the candidates and the issues. If you don't vote, someone else will make the decision for you. Your power is in your vote. Number three, it is your money. You pay taxes, but you do not know how the money is being used. Most people don't. Voting is your chance to choose how your tax dollars should be spent, such as funding for health care and social services. Food stamps are very important to the elderly. Voice your concern by voting. Voting is an opportunity for change. Do you want to make a positive impact with your life? Voting gives you that chance. Support the candidates and the ballot measures that can help your community and your state and even the nation for the greater good. Make your voice heard in these elections. The community depends on you. Our communities are made up of friends, loved ones, neighbors, and children. Some may not know how important voting is, while others don't have the privilege. Make the decision to vote for yourself and those around you. Make sure your voice is heard. Vote in all upcoming elections. Make certain that your voice is heard. Start preparing now to vote. Go and register at the Secretary of State's office. Find out where your polling place is located and be prepared to be the first person in line on the voting day. If you do not have transportation to the polling place, call your local library and find out who is offering transportation to polling locations. Regardless, you must vote. Please tell your friends and family about our broadcast and invite them to listen to us every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. on 88.1 FM WHPR. You can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com to learn more about our programs and how you can become involved. You can find inspirational articles by the Women of Courage Show by visiting the website touchedbythelight.us. You can read some of our essays on your lunch hour. These articles will help you last throughout the day. They will inspire you not to quit. God bless, and remember, believe in yourself and stand up. Thank you for listening to Women of Courage, and have a great day.